Since Hawaii, we've been doing a lot of stuff to prepare for this coming week in Long Beach. It's an interesting format this coming week at Long Beach because it's a match play tournament. So we play head to head against one team. So we've had a 10-man double elimination match play tournament to kind of prepare the guys mentally to play match play because it's a totally different game for qualifying. So we've done our qualifying through a match play tournament, and we've spent a lot of time really working on our short game and putting. I've realized that we just need to simply make more putts. Looking at the statistics, it's pretty obvious. So we spent a majority of our time doing short game and then preparing on the course just mentally for the match play. Because when you watch the guys play match play, it's so much more emotional. You need to be able to control your emotions and forget about what happened in the past and just go on forward. And it's going to be a really good test for our guys this week. The match play format is new to college golf. 30 years ago, this is how every tournament was. You'd go play and you'd play USC or Stanford head-to-head in a 2-day match. Within the last couple of years, they've added 8-team format of match play to make it to the final 8 of the national championships. It becomes match play. So there's been a few additional match play tournaments popping up here and here, and mostly it's just to prepare yourselves to be ready for that match play portion if you happen to make it to the final 8 of the national championship. And this week's field is primarily 5 teams in the top 10 in the nation. So this is a great way for our guys to get ready for that moment. We have Alex Moore. He went undefeated in the match play, so he'll be our number 1 guy. And then Nick Sherwood and Casey King also played really well in the match play. Nick Cianello as well. And then Matt Rautzer and Jonnie Motomochi played off. They were the last match, and Jonnie Motomochi defeated Matt Rautzer 2-1 the other day to be our 5th guy in the lineup. So I think the guys have got a lot of preparation in match play, so it should be fun. We are going to be without David Fink this week. David injured his hand in match play and qualifying, so we're going to rest him this week. He could probably go if we really needed him to, but I don't want to risk a re-injury. So we're just going to rest him and save him because we got a lot of tournaments coming up in the next few weeks. I want to make sure he's 100% healthy for those. We just talked about some of the mistakes we made on the course and trying to be more detail-orientated at home and not allow the guys to get away with those kind of things at home. And really just put a focus on making sure that we manage our game. Because when you look at the statistics, it wasn't that we did one thing really poorly. Like maybe the last round it was based on short game, but the first couple of days it was just hitting shots in spots where you just can't hit it and kind of mentally managing the course better. This week is going to be very interesting. I think there's UCLA, Washington, Oregon, and Cal, 5 teams, all in the top 10 in the country. So it's going to be very tough. But as you've seen this week in the WC match play event on the PGA Tour, anything can happen. Anybody can be anybody in match play on a given day. So I think that's the kind of mentality we got to go in and like, look, yeah, maybe USC, I think that's who we're playing USC the first round. They're number 6 in the nation. But on any given day in golf, you never know. All we have to do is win 3 matches. So if 3 guys play great on that one day, then we move on. I think Jonnie and Casey are both really excited to get back in the lineup, so I think they're going to bring a lot of energy to the team. And Jonnie has a great short game, which I think is really good in match play because you can, even if maybe you're not hitting the ball the great, he has the ability to make a lot of putts and hit, really recover well. So I think that could be a huge benefit for him.
Match play overall is just a little more intense. I mean, Coach talked about how it's a little more emotional, and it really is because every hole is a different kind of match. And so if you make a 7 on one hole, it doesn't really matter because, the guy makes a 4 and it's only one hole, one shot. So, I mean, it's definitely more emotional. And with the depth that we have on this team, it was definitely a different experience. And it was good for us to go forward to Long Beach. To have one last season left of eligibility and, I just want to be out there with the guys competing. And, I think I embrace the team atmosphere a lot more than maybe other people do, and it's a good thing or a bad thing. But I just want to go out there and compete with them, hang out with them, and go into that, go on the course together and see what we can do. Match play, obviously, like we talked about, is a lot different. And I honestly, personally, I love match play. A lot of guys don't, but I just love the grind that because you have pressure on every single shot, and especially when it comes down to the end, like you need to step up and pull that shot off when you need to. And it happens a lot more often, like that 3-footer on the 3rd hole to tie the hole is, has a lot more pressure on it than a 3-footer on the third hole of the tournament. So that kind of pressure, that kind of atmosphere, I love it. And it's, it's different than stroke play. My new mentality is I mean, I think I'm kind of more outgoing than a lot of people. There's a lot of guys on our team that are kind of to themselves and, kind of go out there and don't really talk much on the golf course. But with me lately, I've been, I talk a lot. I'll throw that out there. And to change your personality on the golf course just really isn't what I want to do. So I'm going to try and go out there and kind of just be me on the golf course. It's scary how fast time has gone, and I'm just going to every day go out and, practice my hardest. And I think that the last little bit, but just mentally prepare a little different, within my 3.5 years here. Just kind of going out there with a little more fun attitude, because I think if I take it too seriously, golf's different than, basketball or football or whatever. And, the harder you try in some points, the more tense you get and you don't swing the same. So I'm just going to go out there and practice hard every day and just see where it kind of takes me.